The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us for this webinar. The webinar's title is Business Intelligence and Reporting, Why Gent Enterprise is the Right Solution to Take Your Business to the Next Level. We are very fortunate to have back with us, once again, Tristan D. Threlkel, who is the Channel Sales Manager at Jet Reports and always brings wonderful experience and knowledge to the table for these webinars. So, with that, I will pass this on over to him, and he can get started.
All right, perfect. Let's get this screen share going here. Perfect.
There it is. We can see it now.
You guys good?
Yep.
All right. Well, Michael, thank you. And thank you to the Solution Systems team for having me today. I'm looking forward to having a good presentation for you guys. Kind of without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I'm just going to do a quick overview of the company, highlight what kind of comes with Jet Enterprise, and then actually go right into discussing it and showing some pieces about it. So let's kind of get to it, huh? Okay, so a little bit about Jet, just kind of give an overview here. For 15 years in counting now, what we've done is we solve that, you probably heard this a lot of times, we solve that tricky problem, getting your data out of your database and the rest of your technology stack, okay? We do so in a way that's got governance and control, so that way you have a guarantee of the right people seeing the right data at the right time. And, we're really good at doing this, kind of tooting our own horn, if you will, but it's true. We're so good at doing this, Microsoft's asked us and reached out to us multiple times to build a reporting solution in conjunction or for them. And so that's where we are there, and that's why we're heavily involved in the marketplace with the Dynamics community. So we have that connection there. Now we deliver the data for you guys in the most commonly used business application model, Microsoft Excel, along with a wide variety of data visualization tools, that is, such as like Power BI as well, okay? Now, again, we're really good at doing this, and that's why we have over 155,000 unique business users, professionals that is, that across 94 different countries that utilize Jet Reports on a daily basis, okay? So just kind of a brief highlight there of Jet as a company, and kind of moving on to the next one. We are a global company. We got our main headquarters over here out of Portland, Oregon. That's where I'm at. We got our Canadian office over here in the UK, and obviously over in Asia as well. So we're pretty much all over. So if you're doing business in and outside of the US, more than likely we're right there with you, and we'll be happy to assist you and help you and your team wherever you guys are. All right. And a little bit, we've got a little bit of a typo there. Should say 11,000 now, because we achieved towards the end of last year, so 11,000 and counting. But essentially, we've got 11,000 plus happy clients all around the globe. Okay, ranging from your small companies like your mom and pops, if you will, to have a few individuals who need to make some decisions, all the way up to the big brands that you're seeing here on the screen today, like Sunkist, Citizens, Davis Bridal, etc. Okay, so product fully scalable. We scale up and down. There's no, I'd say, ideal customer per se for Jet, because literally anybody that's using a Dynamics database, or anybody that has a database that's SQL, ODBC, or OLE compatible or compliant, we're able to connect with that data source and help them with their reporting needs. And that's an ideal customer for Jet overall, anybody in that area. So there we are, 15 years and counting, right? Okay, now let's kind of move it on a little bit from here, kind of talk a little bit about reporting overall and what we've got. And essentially why we're all here today is because you guys already have that Microsoft Dynamics NAV database, and you're kind of going through this process of, what is the right reporting and business intelligence solution for you guys to kind of go over and make that connection overall, right? Well, you guys, again, made that business decision. You're right there in that line, so you're right there within the Microsoft technology and that stack. So essentially, you're a little bit on the risk side, if you will, at this point, a little bit, okay? Now, when you're talking about that side of it and dealing with, essentially your critical data, and your numbers and your overall financials and how you're going to make decisions on a day-to-day basis with that, don't you want a company, similar to like what we got here, that's going to that you can rely on, that's going to enable you to be right in line and in lockstep with Microsoft and the vision they have and where they're going from this point forward, because we're right there. We're backwards compatible and forwards compatible with Dynamics community overall, okay? So we're involved early in the process, if you will, in that area, and being right there in lockstep with those guys. So that way we can help resolve reporting issues early in the process. So now let's get and cover a little bit again on Jet Professional. I'm just going to highlight this one for you guys, talk a little bit about it. This is where we got our company start. Okay, was formerly called Jet Essentials a few years ago. We rebranded and changed it to Jet Professional because that's exactly what this tool is for. It's more for those professional associates within the organization. Okay, now we did that change, and when we came out with this at the time, it was the core financial reporting product that was designed pretty much for finance folks. But we've now given the ability to where you can actually use obviously Excel, and you'll be able to work with this with your entire ERP database, and you can actually pull any data from your environment that you would like, building any type of report that you want. Essentially, you're able to go in and pull out any table, any field from your database, extract it, and build it in a report and format it the way you would like to do that, okay? So essentially, whatever Excel will allow you to still do, or will allow you to do in general, you will still be able to do with utilizing Jet overall, okay? So, kind of think of this as a step up from, say, like Crystal reports, SSRS type reports, or even what we have, Jet Express. That's our free tool that does some financial reporting, right? But we want a real robust reporting solution. That's where people come in and clients come into looking at Jet Professional. So that's why this tool came in. It was transformational for the market overall years ago, because it did solve that problem of for the common business user, because Microsoft has and still has, they got a nice reporting, products like I mentioned, and but some of those, and they're just too technical, honestly, for the average business user and for the average business associate, okay? But Jet Professional changes that. It gives those associates the ability to get the data out of their ERP easily, and they can get that data and the report built and sent out to everybody they would like to be able to send that out to. So that way, everybody can now make decisions based on that data, the right data overall, okay? And, it's very friendly, it's very friendly environment, okay? It's right there in Excel. I like to kind of call it Excel on steroids, if you will. It's very powerful. You're gonna be able to build, again, any type of report you want. And it's really easy to learn how to use this product. And this, just kind of tailored to it, this comes directly with Jet Enterprise, which we're going to talk about here momentarily, okay? So, kind of mentioned, right, we've been around for 15 years, 15 years and counting, getting a lot of market feedback, getting, with that, product management in line there. And what that's turned into is making this more of a web-enabled product, okay? Web-enabled finance report writer overall, okay? That way you have some report management with it, collaboration, publishing platform along with that as well. And that's through the Jet web portal, okay? And again, what that is, it's a report management, report repository, and dashboard repository as well for you, okay? It's a place to put all your reports and dashboards so that way you can easily access them out of one place. The web portal solves the problems of having reports kind of dispersed all over the place, in different file folders, different machines, different versions. They're going to have full control and governance on this, okay? Being able to share capability, scheduling, version control, like I mentioned, etc. There's a lot of capability within this product there that comes with the Jet Enterprise overall. What this also does, it also untethers you from the desktop, okay? Because now you can utilize it with your desktop, yes, your laptop, yes, your smartphone, and also your tablet. Okay, so as long as you pretty much have an internet browser access, you're going to be able to run your reports, you're going to be able to view your dashboards, again, being able to use any of those things on your smartphone, your tablet, laptop or desktop, right? Internet capability there. So it's really opened up a whole new area, new world, if you will, and very much in line with the direction Microsoft's going right today, okay? So it's a little bit on Jet Professional. Again, that real-time reporting solution comes directly with Jet Enterprise. Jet Enterprise, here it is, right? I'm going to switch gears for us, okay? This is definitely Jet's, Jet Reports' flagship product. Real-time reporting solution, so reporting and business intelligence all in one, all right? So what it lets you do, Jet Enterprise allows you to have access to all your different data sources that exist in your company, okay? So, and it allows for, all different types of reporting from, say simple ad hoc pivot tables to more of a sophisticated dashboards that tie all that data together from all the different data sources you may have. Something like NAV, a CRM, maybe even web analytics. We can connect all those simultaneously, consolidate that data down into a data warehouse that's pre-built, ready to go, works directly with NAV, and we also have 7 pre-built cubes that come with that as well. So, and again, that's a fully scalable product. It's not just a cookie cutter out of the box version of a business intelligence tool. It works with you and your organization, and as you and your company changes and grows over the days and years, this product will grow and change with you. Fully scalable, fully capable of bringing in every bit of data that you need from NAV and bringing in any customizations you may need as well, okay? So that side of it there. Now, one of the big problems, I'd say, or maybe major problem realistically that Jet Enterprise really solves for is the issue of data integrity, okay? So, you think about that, combining your data. Anytime you combine different data sets together, you're gonna have to make, essentially some decisions about how you're gonna do that, right? And unless you do that at I'd say like at a top high, corporate level, different individuals overall are gonna be making those different decisions about the type of data, right? So with that said, what Jet Enterprise really does and allows for is decision making at a unified corporate level, okay? So everybody together off of that. It's all about putting, it's about putting all of your data in one place, governing the way it is combined, really governing the way pretty much you choose to look at your data from a top-down approach on an organization level. And it's really gonna be able to combine the data all together in a way that makes the most sense to your business, okay? Now, a little bit on what is business intelligence. And I'm gonna show you some pieces with Jet Enterprise as well, just so now I'm just gonna do a slide deck for you, okay? Now what you see here, you may recognize this as like your typical like data warehousing or business intelligence. It is a great way to go for data governance, data access, but historically, it's been hard and expensive to do, all right? Well, that's a real differentiator here at Jet, okay? Because we have the software and the methodology to be able to make this entire process fast. We're 5 times faster than any other traditional method or other tool in the market, okay? Now, we can actually go into pretty good details behind this, and I'd be happy to do that because it's really fascinating to see how this works on the back end, and we can show you all the way down to how the data looks to a SQL level, okay? And we can go further with that as well, all right? But for this version here on the webinar, we won't be able to go that type of detail, so we're gonna move on along a little bit. Now, basically what we got here is essentially what we're gonna be doing within our Jet Enterprise Business Intelligence model here is we take your NAV data and any other of your data sources like I mentioned before, SQL, ODBC, or OLE compatible, okay? We optimize that data, put it into the data warehouse, we organize it all together for you, and then we make it as easy as possible for you to report off of, okay? So if you're looking for ease of use, if you're looking for fast access to your data, fast capability, things like that, that's what you're gonna be able to get with Jet Enterprise. This is that type of solution for you and your organization. Okay, so from here, let's do a quick pause, and I'm just gonna move over to my demo environment real quick out of the slide deck. Share my screen. All right. Let's talk about this one here. Just want to confirm, Michael, that you guys can see my screen.
Yep, you were good.
Okay, appreciate the confirmation.
No problem.
Okay, So what I got here is just, a sample sales dashboard for you guys, to be honest. This is actually directly from our website. We've got, with Jet Enterprise, you're going to get over 80 pre-built reports, dashboards available to you that are out of Excel. And we also have some pre-built dashboards out of Power BI, all powered by Jet Enterprise with the data warehouse and the cubes, okay? So let's kind of review this one here that we got on the sales dashboard. Okay, so this is one of our samples here. So you have, you have your KPIs here in the middle, nicely appealing, got a good visual to it. You have your slicers surrounding it as well, so you can access and start slicing and dicing and interacting with the data, because that's what it's all about. And we can go from there, right? So let's kind of take a look, and I'm going to zoom back in just because I feel it's a little zoomed out. So from here, you can start again interacting. So if I want to look at just the US company, I can come up here and I can click on that, and the data automatically updates for me to be able to see, okay? And now if I want to say, look at Mary off of the US team and how she's selling her caps and hats, I can do all of that. And I can see exactly here the numbers that relate to that right out of the gate, okay? And again, I can quickly just pop these right on off and it'll automatically go back. And if you want to, you get the nice overview and the visual on it, but maybe you want to see some more details behind these numbers, right? Let's see, shouldn't say 2018 instead of unknowns. We'll take that piece off. But let's say you want to look at maybe at a quarter basis. Let's say we're looking at Q3 of 15. So now you got year over year, right? Q3 of 16 and maybe Q3 of 17. All right, we're going to maybe look at August of each of these. And when I open them up, right, when I open these up, you can see here the daily sales amounts, right, from each time we had something sold in there, okay? Same thing here for 2016, same thing for 2017. Now, that's kind of like a mini drill down, right? Just kind of have an idea on that. Now, maybe we want to look at it better, we want to look at these more intuitively, not better. We want to look more directly behind that number, because 176,670 would be great sales amount. But let me double check that. So typically you may have to kind of backtrack and find out where the number came from. And also even with Jet Professional, if you just had that product, they would actually be able to use the drill down, which is going to log you into your NAV client based on your credentials. And then that's going to pull up. And then on top of that, you'll be transactional level detail. Well, instead of having to have 3 different things open, your Excel, your NAV, and then the transactional level detail sheet, you can actually just double click now. Now from here is a whole new sheet. And I didn't have to do a refresh. I didn't have to rebuild. All I had to do was double click. And even though I'm rolling these up, which is what I'm doing here, right? Rolling them up, it is not going to affect that sheet that is drilled down into and or my dashboard, okay? So here's my here's my transaction level details here. I can scroll right through here and check these out. Okay. And again, I'm right back here to the chart. I can pop right back to the dashboard off of that. If I want to go look at another area, I can, yet still my drill down details on transactional level is there available for me if I'd like to see it, okay? Now, from here, let's say, let's build something, right? Let's just kind of throw something together for it and say we're tasked with putting something together, okay? So let's say that we're, I'm going to open up a new sheet here. Let's say we're tasked building out a report. Again, I'm a sales guy, so I'm going off of some sales data. So kind of see how I'm interacting with the data overall, because you're going to be able to do anything that I'm showing you here today with any type of data you have. So with that in mind, again, let's say I'm tasked with building out a report. It's going to show some sales, cost amount associated with it. We want to be able to see a little profit and profit percent left over, and we want to look at that by item and item category, okay? And how about over time? We want to see it over time, and I have multiple locations. I have stores all over the U.S., so I need the locations, and I've acquired a few companies over the years, so I needed to see that by company as well. Now, talking about that in general, I mean, that sounds like, saying it out loud, there's a huge task. But I can tell you with Jet Enterprise and what you have here at your hands, your disposal, the functionality is provided, it's really not, okay? And I'll quickly show you. So I'm gonna come up here and open up a pivot table, and the pre-built cubes, finance here, inventory, payables, purchase, receivables, and sales, these all come directly with Jet Enterprise. And what I'm gonna show you, there's no customizations to it. This is exactly what comes out of the box, okay? So it provides 80+% of what you would need right out of the gate. And because we've already got a pre-built, ready to go solution that is scalable, this product does install in 2 hours, sometimes less, okay? Now, let's get back to what we're trying to build, okay? If you're not too familiar with cubes, and that's what I'm pulling the data off of, cubes, they're made up of measures and dimensions. Measures, you know, those are the numerical values, right? Now your dimensions, those are the pieces that give those numbers some relevance or context, right? So that's why you're seeing here on the right-hand side, 80+% of what you would need right out of the box. Very robust, okay? This is what you'd need right away, all right? So using that example I was talking about, let's go ahead and build the report, all right? So right now, the lower portion here is your dimensions. Up top that I'm getting to right here is your measures. So one thing we asked for was the sales. Let's go ahead and grab that sales amount. Now we also want to get cost amount as well. Want to go ahead and get our profit and profit percent. You know, who wouldn't love these numbers, right? Nearly 80 million in profit. But they need some context, need to back these numbers up. Where are they coming from, right? So let's go ahead and scroll on down, and you can actually grab your dimensions, right? Bring in some other detail here. So let's go and bring in that item category. And we also want to bring in, let's bring in a date. Let's bring in the date. So posting date. Okay, now pull off that unknown again. It needs to be updated in my demo environment to say 2018. But here we are, 6 clicks, and we've got full functional sales report, to be honest with you. Got year-over-year sales, consolidated totals as well, and you can expand these out any level you'd like. You can do that. Drill down capability as well. You can do that, all right? And if you don't like your date and columns, you're in a pivot table, it's in Excel, you can rotate and move it around. So if you want it in rows, go right ahead, okay? Just trying to give you an idea that all that data is here. Maybe you'd want to flip it this way. Didn't lose it, just rotated it up. And here's all the data still, okay? I like it up here in columns. Now, from here, let me kind of bring in some other pieces that kind of really pull it all out. I'm gonna actually come in here and I'm gonna insert a little column chart, okay? And you can do other ones if you don't like column charts, maybe you want a pie chart or something else, bar graph, what have you. Any of them. Whatever Excel has you want to use, you can go right for it. Now from here, I can actually bring in some slicers so I can start paring this data down and I can have direct interactivity and be able to precisely look at maybe the data I want, or build it out together and send it to my associates so they can slice and dice and go into and look into the data they exactly need to want and need to see, okay? All right, so you can insert your slicers from up here on the ribbon, Excel ribbon, or you can come over here and pull them directly from the cube, all right? So I'm gonna open that up more. I'm gonna bring in a year, so I'm gonna bring in years, and I do want the location as well. Let's go ahead and come up here, and I want the company. Let's see here. Let's come back down. Let's get the salesperson. Okay. You can lock these down if you'd like to. Mine currently aren't, but they're automatically interactive. So the data is come from NAV into the data warehouse, and it's put from the data warehouse into a flat file format into the cubes, and that's why that data is automatically here and available for you, okay? And the data warehouse and the cubes can be updated as often and frequently as you need. I will say that the way majority of our clients and even the way we use the product here in-house is we have the data warehouse update one time of the day at the end of the business day, but we have some two strategic cubes that we have updated more frequently on an hourly basis. We can get even quicker with that. So if you want all cubes, one particular cube, multiple cubes updated on, like, say, a couple-minute interval, you can have that completely done. Meaning every new data change you have out of your NAV environment and other data sources will be reflectively pulled out and updated into the cubes for you to utilize to build your reports, update your reports, etc. with. Okay. Now, from here, I can actually share this, okay? Talked about the web portal before, and to be able to do that, I'll come up here to the Jet ribbon, and I have to be a designer, which I'm already in design mode because I put this, report, together. So now I'm coming over here and I'm gonna upload it. Let's save it first, and let's come over here. Now, the way the web portal works, it actually installs on a SQL server via IIS, okay? So you guys, the client, yourselves, would host it, and you would have full control on it, all right? So I'm gonna open up here my web, just a link. Here's my login area. I have my own credentials. I'm gonna sign in. And then you can go find the report that I just published up. Got quite a few in here. All right. So let's go here and run this report. Just pulling it up. Again, you had a report repository, so it's pulling up that data that were refreshed up and published. Now from here, as a designer, even though I published, even from here, as a designer or viewer, you can come from this point and you can either move this if you want to put it in folders, like you have an accounting folder, finance, sales, etc. You can move it into a folder. You want to change owners because maybe you're the designer and you only design, but somebody else is going to own this report to be able to see on a daily, weekly basis. Okay, then you come over here and you can actually change over your ownership, right? Don't have that set up in my system just because nobody else is going to own besides me. But you can come in here and say accounting, finance, etc., or a certain individual. Okay, you can do that. Now let's go in and see some of the details behind it, right? So what folder is that of right now? General reporting folder. What data source? Okay, this is where you can get the details and understanding of, where the data is coming from, who owned the report currently, who published it last, version control with it, everything. Okay, sharing capability. So you can come in here and you can actually come in here and share with anybody you would like, right? So if you allow everybody in the organization to have access to the web portal, you can come in here and say share with everybody. Maybe you don't want to do that. That's okay. You come over here again. You can share the report with accounting. Okay. Sales. Jim. Sent to Michael. You may appreciate it. Get the idea on that. Run history, so you actually can see, if this is a report you run a multi-time a day, week, etc. You get eyes on it. Again, so you have the ability to see what's going on. Okay. Version control, again, you have potentially multiple different versions of the same report. Well, now you can simplify that and go off of one main version, and you can build off of that one as the business changes. You need to either bring in other tables or fields, etc. You can obviously edit those reports, bring them in, and go from version 1, upload it again. Now you have version 2. And version 1 will still be here. It's not going to be the main report you use if you've replaced it with version 2. But it'll still be sitting here behind, waiting in the wings, if you will, to be used if you need it. Because maybe it's somebody does a change on version 2 and it wasn't the correct change, and you got to flip back and use version 1 to get version 2 updated and ready to go again. Maybe version 1 is one you like to use, but you want to house it, and it was sitting on a file folder on somebody's laptop, and that laptop got destroyed somehow or got stolen or something. Or, somebody deleted the file folder that was in. And instead of having to worry about what that report and what version it was, well, it's all here. Unless you literally come in here and delete it out, it's all accessible and usable for you, okay? So just want to highlight that side of it. Scheduling capability, so you can actually schedule these to run as well. For a few minutes, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, all right? Select off your calendar. You can hard type it in too if you want, or just select a certain day, okay? And maybe want it to run, you know, towards the end of the business day. And we're gonna have it run on Friday, okay? And we'll be able to save it, and gotta have little credentials here to be able to do that. Yes, it worked. It just did it. Maybe I need to refresh it, bring it back. Let's see, I have other ones, so I'm just trying to figure out that. Just want to be able to show you this side of it. Here we are, okay? Go over to your email distribution. Then you can set your destination to who you want to send it to, yourself, your team, etc. Okay, all right? Now, I also mentioned you also have the dashboard repository as well. So it's going to flip over here and show you this side of it, so you can actually store your dashboards. Jet Enterprise comes with a dashboard builder, kind of like Power BI Lite, if you will. So here you can open up your dashboards and you can interact with this, okay? Even though I'm using a mouse, they could be your finger on a tablet or your phone. Zoom in, look more particular, just swipe it across. Oh, maybe the other way. See the data, okay? Another example here, it's like dashboards. Oh, that's unique. All right, nothing like having a little technical issues. So this is a pre-built one, as you can see, is the dashboard README. That's why I was just highlighting that for you guys. Okay. Mentioned we already have pre-built reports and dashboards. I'm on our sample report page now. So as you can see, we've got a good amount of these right here. And again, I mentioned Power BI. Here's a few of them right here. These are all built with Jet Enterprise, the data warehouse with the cubes. Is where you're able to be about 80+% faster using Jet Enterprise with Power BI than you would be just using Power BI out of your nav environment. And with that said, let's kind of let's show you some of that. X out of these here. I'm going to open this up and open up some pre-built stuff as well. Just going to give you an idea. So if you haven't, if you haven't opened up or worked with Power BI in the past, this is typically how you'd see it, okay? I'm on the free version. There is a paid version, which I think about $10 a user per month. That way, you can share, update, etc. But that's a Microsoft thing, not a Jet thing. So we'll go right into get data. Now from here, I'm actually going to go to my database. Now let's say I am trying to get data out of my NAV environment. If you haven't seen it before, let's kind of jump into it and take a look here. So I'm going to go to my local area. Now, here you see my demo database. Open that up. This is going to be able to bring me all my tables and fields. It is nice that it does keep things in alphabetical order, but there is just a ton of data here. And unless I truly and realistically understand the complete back end of this tool here, NAV, and understand the underlying table models and fields and how they all connect together, this would be pretty difficult for any average user, I would say. Okay, as you can see, you got to bring over your tables and fields. Now, simplification-wise, a lot different. I'm going to go ahead and get data again, but this time I'm going to have it point to my Jet Enterprise piece, the data warehouse and the cubes. So I'm going to my analysis services, local host here. Okay. Now, there's the cubes. Okay. Open up that sales cube, just kind of give you an idea there. So something we were showing earlier, right? We did a little profit and a little cost, right? So you have that. Maybe you want to do another one, say sales. Let's see if we can get location here. City? Yeah. So as you can see, I was quickly able to bring that data over just by a couple of clicks here, because this is the cube. This is the sales cube you see here on the right-hand side, okay? So that's just simply I can do for you real quick. Now, just kind of give you an idea, we can interact with these other ones that are pre-built, ready to go. What I just did is fully accomplishable, and what I'm showing you now is what you can really get to with utilizing Jet Enterprise. Okay. If you want to just look at your AR, maybe just inventory, etc., double click, now you got it all back, okay? You can interact. So if you want to look at just a certain posting date area, you can do that. Maybe you just want to look at the first quarter. You can do that. Or maybe the first half of the year. You can do that. Bring it all back. Maybe you want to look at year by year. Straight up do a quarter right up here too, or by company. All this is capable and possible because of the Jet Enterprise side of things. Easily be able to get to the data, sparse out the way it needs to be seen, and easily be able to pull it out and show in a dashboard report form. And again, you see up here at the top, this is the finance cube pulling directly out of the finance data. So when I click on these, you can see exactly here on the right-hand side what was clicked on to be able to make that visual happen. Your balance last year, and posting date, okay? You get an income statement overview here. Again, you can interact completely here. Okay. Here's all the details that come in right behind it. Michael, this is the last one I'm going to show here. I'm wrapping up. See if we have any questions or pose we can put out there to the folks that decided to make an attendance today. But here we are, sales overview. And I can actually drill into this and like zoom in on this map. I can interactively move it. So you can see here small, medium, and large. Okay. If I wanted to open it more intuitively, I can do that. So now more direct, I can see direct more data here. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to exit all the way out. All the data is back. Okay, Michael, do we have any questions? Anything we can cover at this time for anybody?
I do not see any in the question section. I got to tell you though that Jet Reports when paired with Power BI looks pretty amazing, my friend.
Appreciate it, Michael. I mean, it really is. You know, if you want a great data visualization and you want to have something paired with getting the right data and ease of use, it's the best, you know, marriage you can have. Because it's going to provide you the real-time reporting solution you need. It's going to provide you with, you know, a data warehouse and the pre-built cubes that's scalable, so you can bring in customizations like, say, those that are unique, like gross profit to a company's unique calculation. That's unique to every single organization out there. So that way they can have it tried and true and set for them across the board and have a trust factor there. And that way everybody, organization-wise, working from one version of the truth. So that comes into play, and then you can add in this nice visual side of things. You can really see the data and help spot some trends and be able to correct those trends if needed, or hone in on those trends if they're really singing for you and for the company, and move that direction too. Definitely.
Well, you never cease to amaze us with your Jet Report skills.
Well, we're continuing to improve and we're continuing to get it better. That's what we strive to do on a daily basis. For anybody that's on the call, if you have, you know, took the time to attend this today, if you want to have a little bit deeper look and see more of the technical stuff, you know, the back end to show you how really how this works, how we're able to connect to your NAV or other ERP databases, how we're able to connect to, say, NAV and CRM, or even a third different data source, we can show you that. We can again show you how we can get security down for you to the row and column level. Okay, you can take security to the next level with using Gen Enterprise. So lots of pieces there, lots of capability.
Very nice, very, very nice. All right, well, I don't see any questions, but if anybody does, feel free to reach out to myself or to Tristan. I'll put my contact information here on the screen. All right. Tristan, we appreciate the call. Thank you so much. And
Appreciate it as well.
we'll let you know if there's any questions or whatnot.
You got it, Mike. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the invite. Thank you, everybody that attended today, and thank you, Solution Systems.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Bye-bye.